So you want to quit your job and start trading full time, but if you don't do it right, you'll be broke and begging for your job back in 6 months. Hi, I'm Lance Brightstein. I've made over $100 million in trading profits and mentored hundreds of 6, 7, and 8-figure P&L per year traders. Before you quit your day job, here's a framework you need from skill set to mindset, to savings, to runway to make it happen. Much like analyzing a trade, we can think of this decision in terms of expected value. Not just the expected value financially, but also emotionally. It's worth doing the self-reflecting on these variables. What is your current salary and future earnings potential? Also known as your opportunity cost versus your earnings potential as a trader. What is your job safety like versus your odds of success as a trader? What is the cost of failure? How reversible is the decision? Can you immediately get your old job back? And most of all, how unhappy are you at your current job versus how passionately do you want to trade? Let me add examples to some of those considerations I mentioned. If you're currently making $1 million as a doctor, your opportunity cost is far higher than if you were a student. If you're supporting a family, your cost of failure would be far higher than if you're living with your parents. If you're 1 year away from a tenured teaching position or a big pension, the job security and financial security trade-off could be huge. Additionally, if you hate your job, staying might not be the right option regardless of pay. Similarly, if you love your current job, trading might just be best as a hobby, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's also worth gauging how much you have saved up, what your expenses are, and whether you ideally can give yourself a 2+ year runway. That's what we recommended at Trillium when I ran an office. The learning curve is far longer than most think, and if you don't give it a proper chance, it's often a waste of time to even bother. It would be like me quitting my job to spend 6 months trying to make it into the PGA. No matter how much I practice, it'll be nearly impossible to do so in such a time frame. All of those variables together help you assess the expected value of leaving your current job to pursue trading. Nobody can answer those for you but you. What I'd recommend doing though, regardless of which decision you decide, is to journal your decision and most importantly, your rationale. Email it to yourself or write yourself a note. What that does is help you avoid any regret further down the line. Whenever you feel regret, you'll be able to see that and know you made an intentional, thought out decision for yourself at that moment in time. No playing Monday morning quarterback. Let's say you decide you want to take the leap. What steps should you take next before you tell your boss to kiss off? Step 1, understand what quitting your 9-to-5 actually means. You're not just replacing income, you're replacing structure, benefits, and stability. Trading full-time is running a performance business, goodbye salary and bi-weekly paycheck. If you're chasing freedom, make sure you understand the weight that comes with it. Look at your savings, figure out your monthly burn rate, and calculate your runway. One of the most important things I did before starting work at Trillium was I built up a massive war chest from working overtime at my pool maintenance job. It was miserable, but it was worth every bit. It gave me the freedom to pursue the job as long as I needed. Step 2, build your knowledge and try to develop your trading skills as much as possible while you're still employed. Try to get as far ahead on the learning curve before taking the leap. Take your trading as seriously as possible. Block off the same time each week and treat it as if it was a second job. Make it fit into your schedule the best you can. Future you will thank you. Make the time, do the hard work, and take it seriously. This is the first test of whether you want it bad enough. This forces you to see just how highly you value the pursuit of this craft. Track monthly P&L, win rate, and risk metrics while trading. Focus on consistency, not home runs. Use this time to learn, find a community of traders, or even take reputable courses. I made a course that I call Magnum Opus, which is so good that it's used by multiple trading firms and hundreds of traders from early stages to 7 or even 8-figure per year P&L traders. The link to join Magnum Opus is in the description. If capital is limited, use simulated demo accounts or reduced risk trading to prove consistency. Never ever risk more capital than needed. Most traders transition away from demo trading way too fast. And when you do start trading real capital, you need to allot yourself way less risk than most expect. Keeping losses in check and managing your risk in the early stages is so critical. And that's why I'm sharing my most important risk management lessons from 15 years of trading in my next video. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Step 3, stress test your data. How much runway do you have? Calculate your monthly expenses, minimum required trading income, and your average monthly P&L with worst case drawdown. Then stress test it. What if you don't make money for 3 to 6 months? What if you don't make a dime for the first year? Both of which I think are very reasonable, mind you. What is a reasonable amount to make in the first 24 months? Spoiler alert, For many, still $0. Most traders can genuinely expect to make no money in the first year or two. That was true for me even when I worked at a firm with all the resources they allotted. So save at least 24 months of living expenses, non-negotiable. Step 4, transition smart. Don't rip the cord. Ideally, go part-time before going full-time. Also, don't make any rash, fast decisions. Have you been passionate about this for at least a year or multiple years? Is your interest increasing? You want to make sure this isn't a passing fad, because once you get in the trenches, it doesn't get any easier. It gets only more frustrating and psychologically challenging. Step 5, develop real trader habits before you quit. Daily review, journaling, constant iteration, build emotional discipline because that paycheck safety net is gone. Know your trading playbook, what trades you take, what you pass, and how you size them. If you haven't watched my video on trading playbooks and why sleep is the most important factor in my performance, I highly recommend watching those next. Step 6, prepare for the psychology shift after you quit. Income isn't guaranteed anymore. It's earned through execution. Pressure to perform and external pressures can hurt performance if you're not ready for it. Trading is hard enough even when you don't have a mortgage, a family, and a lender breathing down your back. The second those outside pressures start impacting your trading decisions, your psychology and ability to trade becomes toast. Step 7, don't be scared to make the jump if you aren't yet profitable. Most traders aren't profitable when they take the leap. Trying to find profitability while still working a different job is a tough task. I find trading is one of those jobs where once you are full-time and can be all in, you don't just learn and grow a little bit faster, you grow magnitudes faster. It's the same as that golf analogy. It's probably impossible to ever go pro if you only practice a few hours each week. The difference in progress between full-time pursuit and part-time hobby is incomparable. So don't think just because you aren't profitable now doesn't mean you won't find profitability. Nearly every trader I know pursued full-time trading before being profitable. I recognize how scary this decision is. Every big leap in life is. One final point I'd make is this. Part of being a trader, and ultimately all of life, involves acting under uncertainty. You never will have the optimal answer. Like with trading, you need to embrace the unknown and make the best personal decision you can given the information you're able to gather. If you're looking for perfect information and no risk, well, this job probably isn't for you. Enjoyed this video? Like, subscribe, and drop questions in the comments if you're working towards going full-time. Maybe even share your current timeline for the jump. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.